Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us today as the program comes live to you on NBT, Radio Thailand, FM 88 and also NBT World. It's Monday's edition, February 23rd, 2015, and here are the news. In today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said in his weekly television program, Returning Happiness to the People, that he had assigned the National Science and Technology Development Agency, or NSTDA, and related agencies to conduct further research on agricultural processing and innovations for commercial purposes. He emphasized that research should be made on all categories of agricultural products in order to find which ones have the potential to be further developed on a commercial basis. However, there must also be products listed for trade and investment promotion by the Board of Investment of Thailand, or BOI, and state enterprise investors. As for the manufacturing sector, NSTDA has been assigned to set criteria for Thai industrial products and specifications of equipment used in production of these goods. This will ensure that the procurement of industrial machinery in the future will be done through an internationally recognized basis. And the Prime Minister has also set a target to include 30 million rai of agricultural land into irrigated zones by the end of 2016. The plan, which comes as part of the government's Sustainable Water Management Project, will benefit around 30 to 32 million people in all parts of the country. According to the Prime Minister, currently a total of 20 million rai of agricultural plantations are benefiting from the irrigation system. Apart from the planned expansion of irrigated areas, the government is searching for more water sources for rural villages in parallel with improving the efficiency of the tap water system in local communities. He said water supply in urban areas and economic zones will also be extended to cover every district by 2019. The Water Management and Policy Committee has proposed a 10-year water management plan to the Cabinet for approval. The plan is to deal with the shortage of water for the manufacturing sector, the agricultural sector, and for public consumption. It also involves flood control and prevention, water quality control, watershed forest restoration, and soil erosion control. In terms of farmers' income, the Prime Minister said the Ministry of Interior and Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives have been assigned to ensure that farmers nationwide have been registered properly, as a precise figure of them will help the government better provide them with assistance, such as the reduction of production costs and seeds. The President of the National Legislative Assembly has invited all members of the legislature to deliberate the impeachment of former 38 senators on Wednesday. NLA President Pornphet Witthicholachai has invited all legislature members to a meeting on February 25th to start the impeachment trial of the 38 former senators who were allegedly involved in the illegal amendment of the previous constitution. The NLA will also meet on February 28th to deliberate all questions fielded by all legislature members and to set up a committee responsible for all issues. Another agenda of the meeting is to review 4 other draft laws presented by the Cabinet, which are the Business Security Act, the Amendment of Civil and Commercial Code, the Building Control Act, and the Public Gathering Act. And the National Legislative Assembly has submitted to the Constitution Drafting Committee a compilation of comments made by NLA members on the drafting of the Charter. Surathai Liengbunlerchai, first Vice President of the National Legislative Assembly, presented the compilation of NLA members' opinions on the drafting of the new permanent constitution to CDC Chairman Bawansak Uwano. The compilation was divided into 3 parts. The first part contains NLA members' opinions on specific points for all articles of the new charter. The second part contains views about Session Number 2, namely good political leadership and political institutions. It also contains views on Sessions 3 and 4 relating to the Parliament and the Cabinet of Ministers. The third part of the report contains opinions about reforms and reconciliation. The CDC will consider the views of the NLA contained in the report during its meetings next week. According to Mr. Surachai, the report only involved comments on each article of the charter draft. A public referendum will not be held until the entire draft has been completed. Meanwhile, the spokesman of the Constitution Drafting Committee is confident that the review of parts of the draft charter related to political affairs will be completed this week. CDC spokesman Kamnoon Sithisaman said that the charter drafters will continue the review of individual articles of the new constitution this week during a retreat in Chonburi province. He stated that the focus of the review will be part 2 of the draft charter, which is about good political leadership and institutions. Among details to be reviewed will be all election processes and the qualifications of the Prime Minister, members of Parliament, the Senate and the Cabinet, all of which should be completed within 1 week. He also said the CDC has already looked at several studies from the Charter Drafters Committees which are about reconciliation, and that will be taken into consideration when it comes to the formation of an independent committee tasked with the promotion of national reconciliation. Let's have a look at the NRC's view on reconciliation. A member of the National Reform Council has stressed that the achievement of reconciliation is possible through a step-by-step process. NRC member General Ekachai Siwilat, who is a deputy chairman of Political Reform Committee, said that several processes are involved in promoting reconciliation as they are intended to prevent further conflicts. General Ekachai said that in order to create an ambience of reconciliation, all acts of violence must be halted so that trust can be built among parties involved in the conflicts and those affected. He added that time is needed for Thailand to see reconciliation, while the public should be strengthened enough to be able to negotiate with the government. He went on to say that under the new constitution, Citizens' Assembly will be set up with an intention to encourage more public participation. And the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration is proceeding with its plan to clear Bangkok's footpaths of peddlers and stalls as part of its landscape improvement campaign. This time the cleanup is being carried out in Dusit district from Ban Manang Kasila to the Paris Theatre. A team of BMA officials and security authorities led by advisor to Bangkok Governor, Police Major General Vichai Sangprapai, has observed the removal of stalls and the footpath cleanup. The operation has sparked objection from some peddlers and stall owners who called on the BMA to extend its roadside facelift plan until they have found a new location. Citing the court's ruling, Police Major General Vichai ruled out their request, saying that the BMA had issued a letter asking them to look for a new place since 2005. Police Major General Vichai added that the BMA early this month held a meeting with stall operators to inform them of the BMA's landscape improvement plan and the date they were required to terminate their roadside business. To help solve the problems, the advisor to the BMA governor said the BMA had approached the market on the opposite side for arrangement of stalls which could accommodate all affected operators. He said the rents were also affordable. Department of Disease Control or DDC Director General Noppon Chunklin said the DDC was ready to deal with public illnesses caused by haze and air pollution in the northern region of Thailand. Dr. Noppon warned northern residents of the fluctuation of air pressure and occurrence of smog and haze, all of which would cause irritations to the respiratory system. They are requested to avoid outdoor fires and monitor reports of the particulate matter or PM level in the air. If the level exceeds the standard, they are strongly advised not to do outdoor exercises, that is, and to immediately meet a doctor if having eye or skin irritations or breathing difficulties. As the flu usually comes with cold weather, the DDC also planned to give flu vaccines to locals and educate them on its prevention. The doctor added that DDC is paying more attention to Chinese tourists who are visiting Thailand in great number, and most of whom are flocking to the northern region. Those visitors are requested to fill personal health forms to help Thai officials take care of their illnesses to ensure their happy stay in the country. In preparation for the operation of special economic zones to complement the upcoming ASEAN community, the government is working on 5 strategies to help investors seeking opportunities in the new areas. What are the launch strategies and how can entrepreneurs participate to benefit their businesses? Khun Panot Sinsap traveled to Tak Province for this report.
With the upcoming ASEAN community, Thailand, as one of the ASEAN member countries, must fully prepare itself for the upcoming changes. The Thai government has resolved to develop 5 special economic zones located along the nation's borders. Doing so is expected to be a boost to the economic development of Thailand's neighboring countries and a boon for trade between nations. Mesot Special Economic Zone is among the 5 established special economic zones ready for operation. Tak Governor Somchai Hattayatanti recently gave an interview and talked about the fundamentals of investing in the new zones. Tak Province has been working on the special economic zone with various agencies, both public and private, by setting criteria and announcing ways to support the establishment of the special economic zone, namely 1. Land for investment, 2. Investment incentives and benefits, 3. Labor support policy, 4. Infrastructure and public utility system, and 5. A one-stop service for investment.
ประเด็นแรกเรื่องที่ดินปัจจุบันที่ดินของภาคเอกชนมีราคาค่อนข้างสูงนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นวันนี้ผมได้เตรียมการก็คือประชุมหารือว่าเอาแผนที่มากางเลยว่าในเขตพื้นที่ทั้งหมดมันมีฐานที่ดินของหน่วยราชการอะไรบ้างเพื่อรองรับการลงทุนนะครับซึ่งจุดนี้เป็นจุดที่สำคัญจุดหนึ่งในเรื่องของที่ดินจุดที่2ก็คือเรื่องสิทธิพิเศษวันนี้เราทำอย่างไรจะให้ทราบว่ากระบวนการเข้าสู่สิทธิประโยชน์สิทธิพิเศษต่างๆเมื่อประกาศเป็นเขตสิทธิพิเศษแล้วภาค SME ภาคนักธุรกิจต่างๆนานาที่จะเข้ามาลงทุนในนี้จะได้สิทธิพิเศษอะไรบ้างที่3ก็คือว่าด้วยแรงงานวันนี้แรงงานเป็นประเด็นคนงานหรือแรงงานเป็นประเด็นสำคัญของเขตสิทธิพิเศษเพราะที่นี่มันเป็นจุดหลักจุดแข็งของอำเภอแม่สอดมานานแล้วกระบวนการทั้งหมดเราจะให้มีการจ้างแรงงานได้ถูกต้องตามกฎหมายตามระเบียบอย่างไรซึ่งกระทรวงแรงงานก็ต้องเป็นผู้ดำเนินการซึ่งจะประสานกับทั้งตม.กระทรวงต่างประเทศจะดำเนินการในรูปแบบใดที่จะทำให้การใช้แรงงานสะดวกและถูกกฎหมายแล้วก็มีการต่อการภาคเอกชนตัวที่4ก็คือตัวโครงสร้างพื้นฐานโครงสร้างไม่ว่าจะเป็นถนนหนทางในการขนส่งสินค้าสะพานแห่งที่2ซึ่งเราดำเนินการก่อสร้างของโดยกรมทางหลวงและตลอดจนถนนตัดในเครือข่ายของกรมทางหลวงชนบทนะครับแล้วก็เราจะทำอย่างไรที่จะรองรับการขนส่งสินค้าให้มันประหยัดราคาตลอดจนถึงการขยายท่าอากาศยานแม่สอดนะครับซึ่งจริงๆแล้วเรามีท่าอากาศยานที่เมืองตากอีกท่าหนึ่งนะครับที่สามารถรองรับการเติบโตเจริญอย่างได้รวดเร็วได้และในส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องตรงนี้เราก็จะมีเรื่องของไฟฟ้านะครับเราจะมีไฟฟ้าเกื้อหนุนของการลงทุนในภาคนี้อย่างไรเรื่องประปานะครับเรื่องบ่อบำบัดน้ำเสียเรื่องแหล่งน้ำสำรองที่ใช้จ่ายในโรงงานอุตสาหกรรมต่างๆตลอดจนเรื่องของโลกแห่งอินเทอร์เน็ตนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องสัญญาณต่างๆนานาเพราะบางครั้งเราต้องเป็นออนไลน์อีกตัวหนึ่งก็คือเรื่องของการตั้งศูนย์ OS ด้านการลงทุนให้เป็นรูปทำเร็วที่สุดแล้วก็เอาหน่วยงานต่างๆเข้ามาเพื่อดำเนินการชี้แจงแนะนำและจะได้รวมกันแบบเบ็ดเสร็จนะครับซึ่งจะเป็นจุดหนึ่งของเรียก One Stop Service.
The governor also added that he is confident that Tak's special economic zone status will create an economic stimulus covering trade, business investment, and job creation, leading to a dynamic ability to compete in trade and investment and improving the standard of living of the people of Tak Province. Panot Sinsap, NBT World, Tak Province.
And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. We'll now have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices, and then Newsline will take a break. We will return with more news right after these messages.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. Third core value, being grateful to parents and teachers.
How Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough. We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. Beginning with ASEAN and beyond, Wat Sai Moon was constructed by the Myanmar people who had inhabited the Lana Kingdom in the past, presently known as the province of Chiang Mai. Everything constructed inside this temple are of Myanmar descent. Both the pagoda and the temple itself relies heavily on a mixture of Myanmar architecture. NBT World has this report for you.
Wat Sai Moon was constructed by the Myanmar people who had inhabited the Lana Kingdom in the past, presently known as the province of Chiang Mai. Everything constructed inside the temple are of Myanmar descent. Both the pagoda and the temple itself relies heavily on a mixture of Myanmar architecture.
สถาปัตยกรรมที่โดดเด่นที่เป็นลักษณะของข้าวม่าก็คือกุฏิหลังนี้นี่เรียกว่ากุฏิสร้างตั้งแต่ปีพ.ศ. 2497เป็นสถานที่ประกอบกิจกรรมทางพุทธศาสนาแล้วมีพระพุทธรูปที่โดดเด่นด้วยศิลปะพม่าอยู่ข้างบนก็สร้างเป็นพระประธานตั้งแต่ปี 2497 เช่นเดียวกัน
Despite Myanmar descent, the most outstanding is the parsonage itself. Though it is common knowledge that this is a Myanmar temple, but since the temple was registered by the Office of National Buddhism, Myanmar inhabitants of Chiang Mai had continued to take care and maintain the temple.
แต่ในปัจจุบันเนี่ยชาวพม่าที่มาอาศัยอยู่ในประเทศไทยเนี่ยเป็นชาวพม่าที่มารับจ้างทำงานแล้วก็ชาวพม่าที่ค้าขายเนี่ยจะรวบรวมเงินจากศรัทธาของเขาเองเนี่ยเข้ามาทำนุบำรุงวัดนี้ซึ่งเขาก็ไม่ได้รังเกียจว่าวัดนี้เป็นขึ้นทะเบียนสำนักงานพุทธศาสนาแห่งชาติเขาก็มีสำนึกว่าวัดเนี่ยเป็นที่ศูนย์รวมและยึดเหนี่ยวจิตใจของพวกเขานะครับเขาก็มาทำบุญกันเป็นปกตินะครับ
Not only will Thai and Myanmar nationals visit this historically rich religious site, the temple is prepared for the coming integration of the ASEAN community as well.
ก็ต้องอาศัยนโยบายของคณะสงฆ์ให้พระสงฆ์เตรียมพร้อมโดยเฉพาะในการดูแลปรับปรุงวัดให้เป็นสัปปายะก็คือสะดวกสบายในการที่10ชาติของอาเซียนจะเข้ามาในยุคของประชาคมอาเซียน
Other than the preparations done by the public and private sectors, the cultural and tourism sectors are also prepared for the influx of tourists from ASEAN member countries to experience the cultural heritage of Chiang Mai province.
A fresh band of winter weather that churned up the east coast on Saturday, pummeling the storm-weary region with snow, sleet and freezing rain, was expected to gradually taper off. According to the National Weather Service, 6 inches or more of fresh snow was forecast for parts of the northeast by early yesterday. Bitter cold is also expected, but conditions should start to ease in many areas. Boston, which had already been hit by 98.7 inches of snow going into the weekend, saw only about an inch Saturday, but local weather watchers there forecasted the total tally hit 100 inches by midnight. The city's total is well above the average yearly total of 31 inches. The new round of harsh weather is part of a system that has cut a curving 2,000-mile path from southern Missouri to Maine. According to a Federal Aviation Administration advisory, snow and ice contributed to major delays at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York on Saturday, while some arriving flights delayed more than 2 hours, and flights destined for Newark International Airport in New Jersey were delayed more than 3 hours. While Thailand may be quite far away from the action in Hollywood during the Oscars, Thai people still pay attention to the Academy Awards here, and everyone has their personal favorite films and actors that they hope will win. NBT World's Joel Gerson spoke with a couple of Thai movie experts on their views on the upcoming Oscars.
The 87th Academy Awards, known as the Oscars, will take place Sunday evening in Los Angeles, where certain films and performances are chosen to be the best by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Film experts try to predict which films will score big, and in Thailand, NBT World met with two of the leading film experts in the field in a lounge area at the SF World Cinema at Central World to talk Oscars. And here are the two experts.
Hello, my name is Victor Silakong. I am the director of World Film Festival of Bangkok, and I work at NBC, the Nation Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm Kong Reddy. I write about films for the Bangkok Post.
Best picture might go to Boyhood. I mean, since it's so popular everywhere in the world, including Thailand. It's not my favorite movie. My favorite one would be Birdman. The story itself is very challenging, and I like it very much. That's my personal favorite Oscar movie. Yours?
I really like Boyhood. I think Richard Linklater is a very, very interesting and unique American filmmaker. Again, his approach to filmmaking, his approach to story, and how film can be used to tell, to imitate life. I think he is quite strong in this one.
We didn't have time to discuss every category, so we went on to the Best Actor and Actress of the Year.
I like Julianne Moore in every film she's in, but this year there's an outstanding role for Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl, and I was surprised that Gone Girl was not nominated as Best Picture as well.
Well, I think Julianne Moore is going to win because there's no stopping her. There's no stopping her now. My favorite would be Marion Cotillard in 2 Days, One Night, the Belgian film. Actually, she was a dark horse because nobody expected her to get a nomination, but she somehow got it.
For actor, I would go for Steve Carell from Foxcatcher. I'm glad that he's nominated. He deserves it, and he's one of the best.
I think Eddie Redmayne is going to win because he seems to be winning all the awards, but he's not my favorite. Too obvious. I mean, his acting, and I think it's the material that makes him outstanding. But my favorite would be Benedict Cumberbatch. He is very, very sensitive and scary in a way in that film because you don't really know what's going on in the head of this person.
Thanks to Kun Victor and Kun Kong for their brief Oscar predictions, and for all the movie lovers out there, hope you enjoy the upcoming Oscars.
Well, the Oscar results will be coming out soon, I believe. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us today. We end the program by taking you to Arizona in the United States to see small children riding sheep in an annual sheep riding competition there. Have a great day. Sawasdee ka.